everybody. This is Rick Prokop at Piano Power Lessons, and thank you for joining us once again. I realized the other day that in the last few lessons that I provided you with, that I was giving you examples with instances of swinging eighth notes. So what I'd like to discuss today is this whole concept of swinging a rhythm. And it just doesn't have to be eighth notes. You can also swing quarter notes. So to give you an example, here's a bass line of just straight quarter notes. And now I'm going to swing it a little bit. So what exactly is going on there? That's the question. And you'd be right in saying that I accented the offbeats. I accented the 2 and the 4. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So I accented those notes a little bit. So you're absolutely right about that. But I'm now going to play it, and I'm not going to accent the notes, and it's still going to swing. And the reason I'm bringing this up, because if I were playing on an organ, I can't play notes louder and softer. All you're doing is completing a circuit, and it comes out at a certain volume. So what else is happening here? Well, by gracing to the notes on 2 and 4, that's called a grace note. 1, 2, 3, ba-bam. So by gracing to the notes that are on the offbeat, I'm, in a sense, highlighting those notes. I'm bringing them more to your attention. What's important to understand is that these notes now are perceived as starting points on 2 and 4 rather than ending points. So let me illustrate. So you have start, finish, start, finish, start, finish, start, finish. So the perceived finishing of a note occurs on what is traditionally the strong beats, 1 and 3. And that's where you get your swing from. That's where you get this sense of propulsion through the measure that you don't have if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Because now you have 1, 2, 3. 2 is pulling you through to 3. Then 4, 1, 2, 3. So you're going over the bar now with 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, right over the bar. So there's this smoothness now, and it doesn't feel as regular. Not that regular is bad, but it just adds a whole different dimension to the feel of what you're doing. So now that you understand that, we're going to move on to eighth notes. And I think what I'm going to do is break this down into 2 lessons, because I want to stick with the straight notes first, the swinging straight notes. And you have to understand that, and you have to practice that and feel how you do that physically before you go on to a more swinging eighth note, which is a triplified eighth note. So now I'd like to give an example of straight eighth notes without swing. And now I'm going to swing them and see if you can tell. It's very subtle what I'm going to do. Let's see if you can tell what I've done physically. Again. So it's very different. And let's try it a little faster. This is non-swinging. Here's swung. Hear the difference? And again, if you said, well, you played that second note each time, that second eighth note, louder, you'd be exactly right. But perhaps what you didn't see is right at the outset, I treated the first note as an ending. So I disconnected this note from this note. So I had this now. And that changed the entire thing, because this was an ending, this was a beginning now. And then this is a beginning, then this is a beginning, this is a beginning, this is a beginning, and a finish. And the question might occur again, well, if you're playing a Hammond organ, how do you get the swing happening? Because the volume of sound for all the notes is the same. And it's very subtle what organists do, is they make those separations. And they're thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's how they're thinking, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it could be even done with staccato. So if I play straight staccato, just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and right? And then in my mind, I separate and I think of this is an ending and this is a beginning. I have this, start, 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 start. So a lot of these organists with these incredible right hands are generally disconnecting all the notes. It depends on the organist, but very often they're playing like that. And they play it in, they play at incredible speeds because they're disconnecting all their notes. Well, I got a little off topic there. Why don't we discuss now what you can do to play swinging straight eighth notes. So this first part isn't going to require any playing. I have the metronome on 120 and pretend that these are eighth notes. Now normally you do this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, whatever. You'd come down with your wrist on the strong beats. All right, this is on the keyboard. I don't know what violinists probably do, a down bow followed by an up bow. Okay, so now we're going to go to like Bizarro World. It's the opposite of this. Now we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and just practice doing that and get comfortable with that. And 2 and 3 and 4 and. See? And if that's too difficult, put the metronome on a slower setting. Here it's on 84. And look, I've been doing this for 40 years. And when I first came across this, it was difficult. It was really difficult for me. So don't expect this to just come like that. You have to practice this. And if a certain speed is too hard for you, slow it down. All right, now we're going to slow things down. I have the metronome on 88. And what we're going to do is just use the index finger and your thumb to play a 2-octave scale, C scale, going from here to here. And the reason I'm doing this is because the thumb is going to be playing on the offbeats. And the thumb is the only finger that plays on its side. If the thumb played like this, it would pull you forward, and it would be just like all the other fingers that play. They're curved this way, and just by moving in this circular path, when you complete that, you follow through. So if the thumb were like that, you would do that. But the thumb plays on its side, and what happens is the wrist, instead of following through, drops. So with the metronome on 88, this is what we're going to do. Up, down, 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 down. I might add that it might be difficult for you to do this if your thumb isn't really strong, if it isn't capable of lifting easily. And I've posted several videos of extension exercises for the thumb and pinky. Very slowly you do these extension exercises and build up the ability of those fingers to lift easily. And it's really the most important thing you could be doing in order to play this piano comfortably. Do these slow extension exercises. All right, so I have the metronome on 88. Let's see how it goes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and up, down, drop, 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 drop. And then the next thing you want to try is start down here with your second finger, and you're going to be putting your thumb under. So and it's still going to be up, down, start, finish, start, finish, start, finish. Okay, let's try that with the metronome on. There we go, 3 and 4 and start, start, drop. Now, only after you've gotten really comfortable with that and feel really secure with that can you try using other fingers. And watch what happens with my wrist now as I play the regular fingering for a C scale. Now the only danger here is that at one point in the scale, let's see, it's up, down, up, right here, you're going to go up on the thumb, which is okay. You know, when you end something on the thumb, you go up to it, only when you end on it. But generally, the thumb is a down motion. So that might be a little awkward for you at that point. Now the next step's going to be very difficult. I'm halving the time on the metronome. Brought it down to 42. And these are quarter notes ticking away, and you have to play 2 eighth notes for each quarter note now. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the important thing here is even though you're accentuating the and, the placement of the note that plays on the beat has to be right on that beat. That's what's hard. You're playing that note softly, so you're going soft, soft, because you're going up on that note. with that metronome. So let's give it a shot. Here we go. 3 and 4 and. And try all your fingers if you'd like. Up, down. Well, that's it for today, and that'll certainly give you a lot to work on. In the next lesson, we're going to discuss triplified eighth notes. So that'll be a lot of fun, and I hope you join me. So in the meantime, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.